I don't even think it's recording. Okay, now it says I'm live. Let me see if it's still recording. Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure. Just checking in with you guys. Wanted to give you an update. First of all, of course, this is Spirit of Rah Evette, coming to you with this podcast. This is my new channel. And this is basically where I will share, my thoughts, my ideas, some of my many experiences, and what all, I am actually going through in my process, and what works and what does not work. So I'm just only sharing, the information with you guys. Again, I always like to make this can't even talk, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm tired, so I just got off of work, so forgive me for the stumbling. But yeah, I always like to make that disclosure concerning the reason why I am here, just to make sure you guys know that I'm not here to convince you, persuade you of anything differently than what you want to believe in. And so that's just my thing. I also have to let everyone know that we must be mindful of our energy as well as our ego. We all consist of different spirits, that makes up this so-called body, as far as the things that are, within us. And we have to make sure that we're operating, in the right energy and the right spirits, etc. And so everything at the end of the day is going to be balanced. Now, I wanted to give you guys a little update because I want to be on here doing my podcast. However, some things have transpired to where I'm actually having to go on a job and work now. And so this is normally around the time I get off, between 4:30 and 5:30 in the morning. And it takes me about 45 minutes to get home, etc. And so normally, if I can't just lay right down, I try to do things to help me unwind. I'll either take some notes or read over something, or get on the internet, listen to some music, etc. And so I decided, since I'm up, that I'll go ahead and try to tackle this podcast, speaking on feminine and masculine energy. I just wanted to point out some basic things about our energy, as well as kind of give you a little more insight and details on the feminine and masculine energy itself. Now, before I do that, let's see. Update. Okay. I'm trying to stay on track, y'all. Bear with me. So, of course, I'm working, so I haven't been able to actually set a time and date as far as when I'll be hosting or doing my podcast. So that's why you haven't received that information. As well as, I'm not a time person, to be honest. I don't really truly believe in time, even though we use it to operate in this realm. I truly don't believe in planning when it comes to this time, So again, I like to go off of spirit, you know what I'm saying? And I like to flow and kind of let things happen when it comes to sharing any type of message, for sure. And just when it comes to dealing with people just on a regular basis, I go off of the energy, I allow my spirit, and I always tend to be very mindful of what spirit is talking or speaking to me and speaking through me. So now that we got that out of the way, so I do want y'all to stay tuned. This is Rah Evette. Again, you can follow me, Rah Evette, R-A-H, Evette, E-V-E-T-T-E, E-V-E-T-T-E, on Facebook. And also, I would love for you to tune into my podcast once I am going live and hosting. Of course, I'll put updates on my Facebook page. You can always go there to find out information about my podcast, or what I'm doing, what time I'll be doing it, day, etc. Let's see. Okay, cool. So y'all, I'm gonna just tell y'all a little something before I go off into the feminine and masculine energy. So I always say that it's very important that we be mindful of our energy, and the reason why I've learned and I've rediscovered how important energy is because, number one, it is how we are able to get things done in this reality. It is how we're able to materialize our thoughts. It's how we manifest. It is what we are seeing, as far as the reality or the life that we're living of this world, etc. It definitely plays a major role on our perspective or the perception that we have, how we react to situations, how we internalize things, how we, make decisions, how we go about executing whatever plans, etc. that we have, in this life, our goals, our objectives, and the things that we want to accomplish, and the materials we want to gain and maintain, and even the people that we meet and that we're able to actually have a healthy relationship, and most importantly, it is basically what we truly think, feel, and believe about self. That energy, that is very, very important, that we are aware of it and that we understand it, and that we are operating to the best of our knowledge and ability and understanding, that we are operating in balance, as best as possible, being mindful, of our thoughts, our ego, and how this experience plays an effect on, what we believe, based on what we've seen and we've endured. A lot of us develop our perception on just that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of us harbor, we conceal and try to tuck away and hide, some very dark and deep emotions, resentment, regret, hate, anger, etc., fear. And so all of that is energy, and we have to be aware of that. Everything is energy. Everything that you see, everything that you think, everything that you speak, the food you eat, the water that you drink, the car you drive in, the house you live in, the electricity, the grass, the trees, the birds, the people, the jobs, the money, everything is energy. Okay? So everything is energy. So that means that everything is playing a role on how you're able to operate, what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what you're doing, what your outlook on life is, how you view other people, what you consider to be, good, bad, struggle, happy, sad, whatever. Energy, 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 energy. Everything is energy. And when I came, or when I was reawakened, because we always talk about awakening, spiritual awakening, but this is a reawakening. And I want to thank one of my spiritual confidants for bringing that back to me and letting me know that it's not it's not a new awakening. This is a reawakening. So anyway, in this reawakening, it was very key for me to realize how important it is for me to understand what energy is and what I am, and how everything that I'm being, everything that I'm doing, thinking, saying, etc., is all playing a role on the life that I'm able to live. It's all playing a role on how I'm able to manifest and what level I'm able to manifest on. With me understanding my energy and understanding my as far as astrology is concerned, as far as my zodiac is concerned, my rising, ascending sign, etc., the degree, the house that I'm in, the planet that rules me, etc. All of that plays a major role on, who and what I am. And so even with that, a lot of people don't even have that information, you know, that understanding. And so I do want to suggest that if you are able to get you a birth chart, a natal chart, or birth, I think it's natal birth chart reading. Y'all gotta bear with me. I'm tired now. I ain't gonna tell no story. So yeah, if you're able to get that done, or do some type of research in numerology, type in Google ascending and descending sign, or a sun and moon sign, based on your date of birth, your time of birth, and what your zodiac is. Because it's not just about being a Capricorn or Libra or Taurus, Aries, Sagittarius, etc. There are so many other things that come into play when you look deeper off into it. And so me having that reawakening, it made me want to dig deeper and find out more about myself and unlock those hidden things about myself, you know, even the things that I thought I would have feared, or that I may not have wanted to know, or that I would be uncomfortable knowing, or that, you know, may not be so pleasant, or, you know, it makes me, you know, realize I'm not Miss Goody Two Shoe, whatever the case may be. Those darker things about me was very important, as the enlightenment is. And so, you guys, and forgive me for just ranting on. I'm just trying to get this information out to you and help you understand how valuable knowing what you are and exactly what your energy is, and knowing all of the things, the little key elements that plays a role in what you are, as far as the unseen and, you know, the spiritual aspect of things, as well as who you are, as far as what you're here and you're trying to be, what you're here in this physical reality, and what you're trying to be and what you're trying to do, etc. Everything is interconnected. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And so I won't go on too far about it, you know, as far as all of that is concerned. It's, you know, one step at a time. I'm not telling anybody to jump and go do anything, you know, just spectacular, you know, or just like, oh my gosh, go from level 1 to level 10. It doesn't work like that. It's definitely a process. And, you know, a lot of us have to take baby steps. You know, I found out that I'm a slow learner when it comes to this spiritual reawakening. I am a slow learner, and certain planets, you know, rule me according to the orbit, you know, of the sun and the moon, etc. And just depending on whatever house I'm in, or I don't really even know how to explain all that, so I'm just going to get off of that. But yeah, it was really a big dose of information for me, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around everything, because I can actually see where those things have actually been effective, and it has been happening, you know, in my reality and in my mind, etc. And I just didn't know where it was coming from. And it's like, no matter how hard I tried to make, you know, this happen or that happen, things were just not panning out the way I wanted it to, you know. And even with me not doing, you know, the negative self-talk, and just really truly believing in, you know, my goals and what I want to execute here, it still didn't work out. And so we definitely have to understand that a lot of other unseen things and entities and forces and energies has an effect on what is happening here, you know, with us, you know, in our physical realities. And so one thing that is important when it comes to this energy is definitely going to be acceptance. You know, to understand these things, you have to be accepting of it. And then now you just have to seek to balance. When you can't get things done right away, or the way that you want to get it done, you don't give up. However, you don't beat yourself up about it and try to force things to happen that it may not be time, you know, it may not be the timing or the season for it to happen. And so you have to learn how to kind of let go and just gain some acceptance, and continue to strive towards the things that you are able to accomplish, and that are not so much force, there's not so much force behind it, and it doesn't bring you a lot of stress and you know, negative self-talk, because that's what happens. A lot of people will talk themselves out of doing something when it doesn't go exactly the way that they want it to go, or they feel that it should go. And so, or they